Hey guys, hey, this is Rick Estes with Adriatic Outfitters again, doing some winter steelhead fishing. Obviously you guys know from past videos I love bead fishing, but today the water's a little higher, a little bit to have color to it, but doesn't look bad. Let me show you what I'm using here. Alright, just some yarnies, that's all I'm using. So yarn bugs, yarnies, you can name them a few different ways. This afternoon, when we get back to the dock and get back at camp, I'm going to show you how to fish those. So, or how to fish them, how to tie them up, how to rig them. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get going here. Hey guys, we're off the water, had some lunch, got everything cleaned up. Luckily we got off the water before it started really pouring on us today, so that was a nice pleasant surprise for winter time. Usually it's either snowing or pouring on you in the northwest here. Like I said, we want to talk to you about yarnies. So here is some yarnies I make up. I make a bunch of these ahead of time. You can see them in this bin here. I try to make a ton so that way clients can just grab them as they need them and fish them. And I'll talk to you about how I fish those in here in a second. I really want to talk to you about how I make them. They're really simple to make. You can make a ton of ahead of time. And like I said, just put them in the bin, all different colors like I have here. So what I do is I have a piece of PVC pipe. All right, I take this pipe, it's just a small piece of PVC, cut it about 3 inches, thread my yarn through it. So you just take usually take a piece of monofilament, double it over, slide it through, grab a hold of that yarn, and you can pull it right through it. All right, you got to make sure you smooth those edges after you cut your PVC pipe. Depending on your size of your yarnies, all right, this is I got 3 here. I like them pretty small where I usually fish. If I'm going to fish off-colored water, sometimes I'll do 4 or 5. Sometimes if it's really ultra clear and I really want to use them, I'll go down to just 2 colors, just two yarns. All right, so this is for 3. Get yourself some good stretchy thread. All right, really simple to make here. So you grab that, you pinch it between your fingers, grab that stretchy thread, all right, and just wrap it around. I usually wrap it around 4 or 5 times and then just break it off. All right, you don't have to tie it off, because what happens is the friction of that stretchy thread, you pull it, it'll grab a hold of that yarn and hold it really tight together. So now that I have that, make sure you have a really good set of scissors. It's really important on this. You'll cut it a lot easier with a really good sharp pair. So I take it, I just cut off that off. Okay, so now this is ready for another one. So I grab the one I have. So here's, if I was going to keep it on a large size, that's a really large one. So that'd be more, like I said, for that off-colored water. But I want to trim it down a little bit. So I grab a hold where I put that stretchy thread, right in the center there. I pinch it between my fingers, take that scissors, and now that my fingers are basically helping me to dictate the shape of it. So I just kind of trim right around it. All right. And I got one right there. And that's about the size I like to fish. About that size of a dime. Works out real good. So after you make a bunch of these, you can either do one or 2 things. You can have them all set up on a roll. Or what I like to do is I'm never sure really the color of the day, because color changes throughout the day with the fish. I know you guys probably experience that if you're fishing eggs or beads. So what I like to do is like I said, I make up a ton of them in different colors. I have a couple bins on the boat. So that way the clients can just grab them, and once we know the color that the fish like, then we can everyone can switch over to that. So I have my hooks all tied up. This is a number 2 hook bait loop. All right, I just take it just like you'd thread on eggs. So you just put this through here, and you grab a hold right in the center, right where that stretchy thread is, because that's the best place to grab a hold of it. Twist it around, pull it up tight to the hook, to the eye of the hook. Take the loop, the bait loop, I put that around it, just like you would eggs, no different than that. All right, and then tighten that down. So now that's up nice and tight, right on that top of that hook there. So that way when the fish comes and grabs it, the hook point is exposed, so you'll get a nice good hook set. Because you don't want that down right by the hook set, right by the bend of the hook, otherwise you won't get a good hook set on it. All right, then you take your bait oil that you use. I keep a lot of different kinds in there. You know, Procure is my main one that I really like to use. And you take it, and then you can put some bait oil in this and really saturate that. It'll hold a lot of oil. That's a neat thing about doing these yarnies. So especially if you're in off-colored water, it just gives you a real good scent trail, so the fish can find what you're giving them there. All right, that's it. Very simple to make. Like I said, make up a ton of them ahead of time. Easy to make up in your garage, or like me, just sitting around camp. It's real simple to make up. Be safe out there. We'll be back out again tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be a little bit nicer tomorrow. We did good today, but we'll be back out there again tomorrow fishing for some more seals, steelhead. So talk to you later.